Internets. Jenkins and Jenkins Associates are the lawyers you didn't know you needed.
I went to Jenkins and Jenkins LLC and they got me 10 times what insurance said they pay me. Now I have a new iPhone. I went to Jenkins LLC and they got me 6 times what insurance said they'd give me. And now I have a new bicycle. Jenkins and Jenkins, they got me 10 times the amount the insurance said they'd give me. And now I drink Hennessy in the mornings. Jenkins & Jenkins got me wild money. And now I'm smoking dust.
Jenkins and Jenkins, attorneys at law. 800-223-9797.
Get ready for talking. Get ready for talking. Talking and we're talking. Internets, this is a new podcast on the Loudspeakers Network. The name of this podcast will be called Talkitecture. And I will be your primary host. My name is Dallas Penn. You might remember me from other podcasts, like the Combat Jack Show, or the Premium Pete Show, or the Fuck You. No, we're not going to get crazy like that. Talkitecture is really something that's going to be serious, positive, powerful, and culturally impactful. All right, we won't be a bunch of old people in here discussing how things used to be. We will do that from time to time. We won't be a bunch of young people in here discussing the things that we're dreaming of because we're too busy making these things happen. We're too busy putting these things in motion. What we will discuss, though, is we will discuss our contemporary times, the politics, the economics, the music, the art, the food, the lifestyle, everything that's valuable to you right now is going to be valuable to you in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, or when your great-grandkids are listening to podcasts or whatever they're doing. All right? Again, my name's Dallas Penn. All right, and I've got a round table of co-hosts in here. You won't hear them every single podcast, but you know what? Get used to them because all of their voices are powerful and important. I'm going to start with to the right. Well, hold on. You know what? I need to really start with our executive producer, Mr. A. King.
Yeah. Talkitecture.
A. King, years ago.
Thank you, team. Why, thank you, team.
Years ago, you and I got together, man, and you wanted me to sit down with you and do an internet radio show. We didn't realize at the time that internet radio was really just podcasting.
With music.
Yeah.
With legal, rights to play
were
music.
we going to have legal music? Or were we going to have music that was just...
We were going to have music, period.
Right. I thought we was going to have music that was so bootleg that it couldn't even be copywritten. We was going to have music that was just so brand new. I shouldn't say bootleg, but just brand new,
exclusive.
Right? Yeah.
Super exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you say for a young artist. Yo, this stuff is real exclusive that you dropping.
That litty. But yeah.
Super mixy.
So yeah, we met years ago, and the idea was to do something with you initially. I used to see a lot of the stuff that you were doing with internet celebrities. And then as we told the story many times on the Combat Jack Show, we finally clicked. When we finally spoke, you was like, yo, I'm going to bring my guy Reg. And then, the rest is history.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But initially the idea was, and that's RIP to Combat Jack.
Always.
But the idea was to do something with you and, we're here now, man.
We're here now. We never left.
I'm sure the internets would definitely be elated to know that, the ship is moving. You know what I'm saying? The ship is moving.
The internet's better know that the ship never stops.
It never stopped, but we had to,
you might park up. You might park up at a depot, at a little,
We made some new repairs.
Little rest stop, little Galaxy rest stop. But again, you got to keep it moving.
You got to put a turbo boost on it.
That's all. That's all. We're gonna get it back rocking again.
But we here Talkitecture.
All right. To my right.
Yeah.
Is Barca Yeezus.
Yup. Resident Jew over here.
Talking to the mic.
Yes, so thank you for inviting me on the show, King. I appreciate that. I hope I have some stories that'll grab your guys' attention, or at least keep you tuned into the entire podcast. And yeah, I mean, all the things that we're gonna discuss here are things that I like. Food.
See, Barkeys, I don't like the fact that you just claimed resident Jew out the gate. Like what? Like how do you know? How do you know? Hold on. How do you know my religious affiliation?
Well, I mean, I said resident because I just make myself at home really quick. Everywhere I go.
Okay, now I could be.
I'm gonna be sleeping here tonight. I don't think you are.
You're right. I'm not. You're right. I'm not.
So-
Okay, and I'm not a Jew,
Because you're Jewish.
but I'm a Hebrew. So,
Hey,
but we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock with that. We're gonna rock with Barker Yeezus.
we all pray to the same God.
Yes, indeed.
Well, but we don't know each other's political affiliation.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. And it's an important
Party.
thing to note
I'm
is
libertarian.
that there are three things, Internets, I don't want you to ever ask anyone.
What?
I don't want you to ever ask someone how much money they make in a year.
Oh, that's flagrant. Like,
I don't want you to ever ask someone who they vote for or their political affiliation. And I don't want you to ever ask someone how many people they've had sex with. All right, none of those things are information that will be valuable to you ultimately anyhow.
in general, or you mean in the room?
I mean in life.
So you can't ask a woman how many dudes she slept with?
Of course not. Of course not. What number could she say that would ever satisfy you?
Black Twitter had a discussion about this like not too long ago.
Right.
Like whatever number she actually gives you is really not the number.
So why ask it?
But Black Twitter sounds like Black Twitter has problems within themselves.
Black Twitter need therapy?
I think Black Twitter needs something. Black Twitter needs a nice reassuring hand on them. Maybe a hug from mom or something. All right. No matter how many persons anyone has slept with. If they make you feel good, guess what?
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. To the right of Barker Yeezus is a young man, YG.
Nope.
No.
Oh, I fucked it up?
Yeah, you fucked it up.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's get it right. I just met him tonight for the second time.
Or the fourth.
Or the 50th, right. But I'm a burnout also. I'm sorry. I apologize. Internet's. Let my man introduce himself then.
Yo, I'm GY.
GY, see?
GY through
You see how you switch your shit? You see how you switch your joint up?
Yeah.
On me?
GY.
You know, I'm dyslexic. So when I said YG, I meant to say GY.
But you know, Dallas, you can sometimes definitely be like a little mild troll. So I thought you maybe was fucking with me a little bit.
Oh,
do you remember
damn.
the time? I think the day I met you was a 2 Chainz party, and it was you, Reggie, A King, and you guys had a bottle of Ciroc. And y'all blessed me into the whole soiree.
Def Jam joint outside.
Yo,
you had
was
the
like,
whole
these
bottle of
real niggas
Ciroc in your
whole
pants
time.
pocket.
When we was on the street,
Yeah, we
drinking.
outside drinking. Like y'all really y'all brought me in. You might I don't even know if you remember. I just remember like, yo, I don't even know these niggas like that. They just showing me so much love.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And from there, that was when I was just like, nah, like I really rock with what they're doing. I appreciate the movement at the time. I was working at Rap Genius and I was just ripping and running New York very new.
Fucky Bergs.
Yeah, fucking with the Fucky Bergs. And you know, it was interesting because I got to see the inverse of what was going on. Because when I was hanging with you guys, it was like, no, man, I know they hate these guys, but I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, GY, you know what the truth is, in this great big world, people that vibe the same under the sun find each other. You know, it could be on a street corner, you know, drinking illicit alcohol or whatever, or however, but they find each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, here we are in this room right now. So just proof that people that vibe the same way under the sun do come together.
Know what I mean?
All right, our next co-host, I think I'm going to get her name right. See, I already fucked it up. I already forgot it. I'm going to say Joy the Great.
There you go.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
You
I got it. Come on, Joy, talk on the mic. Tell us about yourself a little bit.
I'm Joy the Great, hip hop sports enthusiast, and I guess in a room full of testosterone, I'll be the voice for the females in here today.
Come to the mic. Come to the mic a little bit more. Like,
Speaking to the mic.
yeah.
Told
Come
that a couple
like
occasions.
put the mic closer to your mouth, please, Joy. Please, Joy. Can I just tell you that your eyebrows are looking fit? Did you get your eyebrows done to come in here?
You know I did not.
Oh,
no,
well, okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I mean, I appreciate the fact that you got them done at all.
Thank you.
You know, for whatever whatever business you was conducting.
Listen, a woman's eyebrows say a lot about her.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know, so.
I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So we have Joy the Great in here with us. I got to tell y'all will not be able to find Joy the Great on Instagram because she killed her Instagram account.
I killed it.
All right, that's some revolutionary shit right there.
It's too much. People posting Benzes and Beamers and then texting me on the low asking to borrow money. It's too much.
Ooh.
I don't want to know your fake life.
Yeah, that's for real.
I don't know your fake life.
That's some real shit. That's real shit right there.
You deactivated it.
I deactivated it.
So there's a possibility you might return at some point.
You know, when I feel like trolling, you know, you turn it back on.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn.
You know, everybody want to be a troll every now and then. You
Yeah.
know, you can't just. You know, it's like detox. You gotta wean yourself off.
Yep.
That's heavy. I gotta say something. Every time I want to turn off my IG, I may leave it alone for about 6 hours. All right, but
You delete the app, but you don't deactivate the
No,
account.
I don't even. I just don't even touch the phone. Really, I just put the phone in the kitchen and I go into the bedroom.
You know, the funny part is when I deactivated the account, like they ask you why, and they're like, I was like, taking. I think one of the options is like taking too much of your time, and they give you the option. Well, you know, you can just delete the app. You don't have to deactivate. Like they're giving you options.
Like nigga, stay addicted.
Right. Well, I mean,
What do you mean you want to leave us?
But that's interesting.
You can't
that's
leave us.
that's like someone saying, you know what, I'm considering suicide, and Instagram is like, hey, listen, I can put bullets in your gun. All right, don't think that you're alone in this.
Right.
We have. What bullets would you like? Hollow tip. You know, what could we give you here to help you?
Right.
Okay.
Let
well,
me
good.
help you.
Good, but don't consider suicide before coming in here and talking to us. Just in case.
Just in case. Thank you. I
Just in
appreciate
case.
that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
That Logic song real quick.
There you go.
Keep that Logic song real quick.
All right. So our last co-host for this initial ep is a gentleman from a little island in the Caribbean. His name is Haitian Miguel. All right, and I'm hoping that there'll be someone out there who can understand what it is that he's saying.
I speak English.
Oh, you speak English?
Yeah, I do. Sagwasi.
Okay, because I was told that you had a very deep Haitian accent.
No, I don't have an
and
Haitian
we
accent.
wouldn't be able to understand you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's good. So you won't
I
be...
can speak with a Haitian accent if you'd like me to, but
No, I don't want you
rather
to
not.
do anything that you don't do.
okay.
I don't want you to come in here and put on.
All right.
African Americans, we call that cooning. I don't know what you call that on your island.
Africooning.
Afro cooning.
Yeah, don't come in here and coon. I mean,
no cooning.
No capping, no cool.
you know, you guys went and fucked up 200 years ago and threw off that yoke of oppression. If you'd have just kept that yoke on, you could be like the Dominican Republic now. You could have
Very
hotels.
nice place. Hotels.
Yeah.
Pretty girls.
Yes.
Cocaine.
Yes.
Well, Haiti has cocaine too.
Well, but I mean, you know, you guys could be in the favor.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
You know, be in the favor of supremacy.
Yeah, supremacy don't.
So
fuck with.
you guys fucked up. Now guess what you get? You get earthquakes now, and
A lot of earthquakes.
you know, mud
A lot of
pots.
people raping
Okay,
the land, the culture.
okay. Haitian Miguel,
Yes, sir.
Haitian Miguel, in here with
I'm
us.
here. Very excited to be surrounded by young, intelligent, cool people.
Well, internet's Talkitecture is going to be. Our aim is to be your favorite podcast, and when I say favorite podcast, I mean listen. You got tons of things you could put inside your ear holes. Tons of people talking about whatever they're talking about. But I want to say that these voices right here will give you the most relevant information to the things that you want to put into your life, that you want to add to your lifestyle.
Facts.
All right, the things that you need to know, you know, whether it's politics or economics or music, art, food, lifestyle. Listen, what is it that you love about your life? Because I'm promising you that the people in here love it as much as you do, and they're going to help you flourish with that. So I'm glad you guys have tuned in to this new podcast, Talkitecture. All right, so let's kind of find ground zero for us and be contemporary. So I mean, being February
Yep.
here in America, this is Black History Month.
I'm excited about that.
All right, I mean, do y'all not feel extra more turned up?
I'm groovy.
I feel
Okay.
extra black.
Not yet. Eh?
Barker Yeezus, do you feel turned up for Black History Month?
Hell yeah.
I like that. I like that. Barkeys, let me ask you, where did you grow up primarily?
Well, can I first say why, like, one person that, like, I think is super important in Black History Month, and that's, like, totally, like, forgotten about by history? Not totally, but Olaudah Equiano. Do you know who Olaudah Equiano is?
No.
So Olaudah Equiano was the guy that inspired William Wilberforce to petition Parliament to abolish slavery in England. He was kidnapped from Western Africa, sold into slavery in the Caribbean, bought his own freedom by the age of 21 or 22, came back to England, was a total fucking baller, and wrote the slave narrative and then spoke with William Wilberforce. That guy was a G.
Hey,
Damn.
Thank you for that.
yeah.
Adi Equiano.
Olaudah Equiano.
Olaudah Equiano. Yeah, we're going to have to
It's
Google
gonna be in
that.
the show
First
notes,
Black
right?
History lesson of the month.
Baka Yeezus? Baka Yeezy?
Barker Yeezus.
Wagwan, brethren.
No, Joe, that's one thing I really do appreciate about white folks, because y'all be knowing a lot of old extra super cool shit that sometimes we don't even know.
No, we don't know that.
I'm not
CDs,
white.
vinyls, they like, this is the
I'm
B-side. With hip-hop, too.
Well, Bargees just made a great point too. He says he's not white.
He's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
I'm
Bargees,
like a Native
I
American.
like for you from now on to say that you're a
Polish
Jew.
I'm
I
a
like you to say
Polish
that you're
Jew.
Jew.
A Polish
Only because Jewish is
Wait.
like being bluish.
You said you're what?
I'm a Polish Jew. I'm one of the last of the
Polish Jew.
Mohicans, yo.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I like you to say. I like you to call yourself a Jew though,
right? Those are
because being Jewish is like being bluish. Okay, it's like being tail. Are you a Jew?
I'm a Jew with tattoos.
That's what's good. That's what's good.
A
You're
tattooed Jew.
a tattooed Jew.
A tattooed Jew.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. So again, also, GY, you need to know something. In the year 2020, white people are no longer going to be allowed to call themselves white people. Just like black people are no longer going to be allowed to call themselves black people. On your census, you are going to have to put a derivative of black, a derivative of white. They're going to force you to put in ethnicity now. You can't just be white any longer. You
shouldn't
can't just be black any longer.
Shouldn't it be nationality, not ethnicity?
Man.
That's a difference. If you're dealing with nations, right? If you're dealing with true identification, you got to identify yourself with land. Like, an Irishman is an Irishman. Mm-hmm. That's Ireland.
Right.
A Haitian is from Haiti. Italian
Haitians
is
from Africa.
Italy.
There we go. Let's go.
Well, yeah,
Haitians
I
are
mean,
Africans.
Right.
This is really good that we speaking about this right now.
But we're in Africa.
My father was actually from the continent of Africa. He was from Ghana. You know, so like I really
But is he really from Ghana or is he just from like West Africa and y'all be like Ghana?
Well,
Well, no,
Chinese.
actually,
Convenient.
well,
Guyana.
so here's the thing. So my mother from the South Side, right? She's
Okay.
from Robert Taylor Homes.
Okay.
But my father, he's from Ghana. You know, so like he was born and raised in Accra. So it's a town called Jowulu in Accra. So he spent his whole life in Ghana. He moved. You know, wanted to really. You know, my father's a little knucklehead. He wanted to just go out and travel. He was a jockey. He used to ride horses. And he's like, I want to go to Chicago. He just really wanted to go and see what was happening.
Well,
That's what he
so
did.
now you're good for the census then. So you can claim Ghanaian. You can do that.
Yeah.
You're good now.
I could just go. I never had a problem with African American because you know.
You can't be African American anymore. You can't be. There's you have to be more specific now.
Okay.
The census wants that. They want that. Joy the Great, the census is going to want you to be real specific.
So,
But I was thinking like my family's from down south. So
Okay.
well, I'm a little.
So you
bit
trying to
mixed
claim
up.
Alabaman?
I'm Alabaman.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna check that other box.
Okay.
And on that line.
Other.
Knowing that line, I'm gonna fill it in.
so what about the Native American then?
That's my concern
So-
because
so
now I'm
what
thinking
if-
to myself, although I know my folks are Narragansett, I
Right.
know that, but I'm just thinking about for other people, other nations, other tribes, people that got displaced, dislocated. You know, what are they gonna be able to claim and call out?
What do mixed people do?
Yo, I don't think we have to generalize. I think your identity is sort of what you want it to be. I feel like it's also
You have to proclaim it.
right. I mean, like I feel like your identity is also made up of how people view you, but I feel the bulk of it should be how you view yourself and how you project yourself onto people.
That's not going to fly with the census, though.
I was about to
I
say.
mean, you look at me and you see what you see, but I mean, I was born in Lennox Hill Hospital. I was raised on Park Avenue until I was 4, and then I was back. My parents got divorced. I was between Brooklyn and the city. I went to the Browning School until the 9th grade. And then
You went to Browning?
Yeah, I went to
Oh,
Browning.
cool.
And then my
Barky,
parents.
just what do you want to be? What do you want to be?
I
What are
wanna-
you
I
checking?
want to be my best self. I just want to be my best self.
I feel like that's Barky Yeezus' white privilege right there.
That's Browning talk.
Yeah.
No. See, you didn't let me finish.
So go ahead, sorry.
Ninth grade Browning, my parents were like, all right, this isn't working out. I got sent to military school.
Which one?
Damn.
Well, I got sent to 2. So the first one I went to was New York Military Academy. That's where fucking Donald Trump
Yes,
graduated
yes,
from. And
yes.
then my second military
He got in
school-
big trouble there too, right?
Well, he got in trouble a lot for not cutting his hair.
Right.
No one knows that. He always let his hair out because he's very self-conscious about how he looked and
Right.
stuff like that. The second school I went to was St. John's Northwestern Military and Naval Academy in Delafield, Wisconsin.
Jesus.
And that was more of like a
Mark
good
Jesus.
school experience. It kind of turned me into the person I am today. Well, I was still an asshole when I graduated, but I got better afterwards. So, but I was fuck-withable after that school.
Fuck
Yeah.
withable.
How was your experience being of Jewish descent in those schools?
Well, I tried to get out of church a lot with that,
was gonna
and they
say
still
that.
punished me for not going.
Yeah. I figured that.
But I wasn't the only one there, so I found myself speaking to other Jewish kids and other kids that spoke Polish as well, because it was very close to Chicago. So there's a large Polish concentration in Chicago as well. I don't feel like I was treated differently or marginalized in any way, shape, or form, but I feel that I was I was identified as a Jew. You know, I don't feel that it had any negative connotations. I mean, there were some jokes and stuff, but I'm not like sensitive about that. I can take a good joke. I don't feel that I was Mike the Jew. I feel like I was Mike, and I just happened to be Jewish.
Got it.
Well, you're not Mike the Jew here. You're Barky Yeezus here.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
I went to
Alright.
day camp at Lenox Hill. Yeah, very interesting.
This is interesting because Haitian Miguel, I really, my first impression was that there was going to be the general depravity, the shithole depravity of Haiti that was going to come out of you. I didn't expect to see this kind of regality coming from you. I'm not going to say I'm
I'm gonna
upset.
warm up to this crew.
I'm not going to say I'm upset. I mean, sure. Why can't-
Dallas wants the guy that he talks to over the phone,
You know, okay.
and you want that guy too.
Well, wait, okay, let's have a little moment.
His face.
So Dallas Nines, we were talking about it when he first said, "Yo, let's do this." I was a little on the fence.
Right, of course.
This is not saying who he had in mind or whatever, right?
Okay.
It's just the initial idea. And then Dallas did something recently where he popped in on the show, where we record at, and he would just like clockwork. It's like he was just on it. And I'm like, damn, DP is on his shit, and that kind of gave me the, you know, combat just passed, and it's like you still mourning over that shit. And it's like but you getting in that room the other day on the show, I was like, yo, I think he's ready to do this shit.
You got excited.
Got excited, so then we
It
started.
was like I took a warm spoon and put it under your sack. And you got that feeling back.
so
I'm not saying this internet.
Gotta
Like that wasn't done. That wasn't done. That wasn't done.
don't be giving people ideas.
That wasn't done sexually. That was done in service
listen
of the greater good.
All right.
Little
So like we talked about it.
Right.
He's like, yo, I gotta bring Haitian Miguel. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, yo, we might not make it past 3 episodes. I was like, we might not make it, depending on what we're talking about.
Miguel's
Just
face.
knowing your pedigree and knowing, you know what I mean? But
yeah, we'll get around to
but
it.
you know what though? That's just me being the troll, right? But at the end of the day, it's brilliant because you know everybody in this room, brilliant minds, and at the, like I told somebody previously, like, look, we peers, we in the same room. It's stuff to learn.
Yeah.
It's stuff to learn from Haitian Miguel. It's stuff to learn from Dallas Penn.
Absolutely.
It's stuff to learn from GY, Joy, Barky Yeezus. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, you know what? If I can learn some shit and be entertained, I know the internet is gonna love this shit. Period.
Listen,
And Dallas,
we got you here, King. I'm excited.
Dallas, you created new slang. You created new terminology for the internet. The internets ain't the internets without Dallas Penn saying the internets.
First of all,
Jenkins.
first of all,
Fucky Berg.
first of all,
Bondulu.
First of all,
Can you break down
Bondulu.
Bondulu?
first of all, I don't own no words because I never created the alphabet.
You created the done language for the internet.
I would have definitely trademarked some of
language.
those words. That's just me, being Haitian Miguel. I would have had a.
What would you have done? What would you have
I
done?
would have trademarked a few of those terms.
Right. But no. I don't believe that I could do that. I don't believe in that.
'Cause
I know
it's for
you
the
don't.
Culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Fuck the
'cause-
culture, B. That's
Fuck
where
the
I'm at
culture,
with
get
it.
money.
Get that merch game,
Yeah.
actually.
Fuck that. Yeah. 100%.
But-
And trademark it. Let one of these motherfuckers.
Didn't Pat Riley try
Don't
to
say
trademark-
shit. Yeah, yeah,
trademark
yeah.
3P?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason
Do it.
why.
Right.
There's no reason why.
Not use that.
Like,
term.
I see people, I'm going to throw a name out there. Peter Rosenberg say internets. This shit gets me kind of tight. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like, my nigga, like, you have.
I wish Peter Rosenberg would say the word internets.
He
Peter
has.
Rosenberg says interwebs.
Whatever,
And that
my
shit
nigga.
pisses me off more. When people say interwebs, I feel like that's a jab at me. Like, nigga, you feed me, but now I'm gonna tell you that I'm eating
But
somewhere
that's what
else.
they do. That's what,
I know. But again,
They try to flip it around and
again, who
tell
am
you
I
it's
to
different.
feel
Yeah,
any kind of way?
You gotta make it their own.
Who am I to feel
That way they
any
don't have
kind
to
of
give
way?
you
All
credit.
right, I never
exactly.
created the alphabet. All right, I just say shit out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But just to go back to what GY just asked, where did the origins of Bondulu come from?
Bondulu is some Sean Price shit.
Yeah.
Bondulu is some I'm gonna say that's some old Brooklyn shit. When you're describing something that's what we would call fugazi or fugazi. Fake. Bootleg.
There's a word in Merriam-Webster's dictionary named boondoggle, and it's kind of a variation on that. I think that's really, really dank wordplay.
Well,
Rest
a
in peace,
boondoggle
Sean P.
is,
like
is
that
kind of like
dank
a
wordplay,
clusterfuck of a situation.
Yeah, but that kind of
Bondulu is some shit where it's like you see that this shit was obviously made.
It's a description.
Yeah, it's a description for something of quality so suspect that it's like
Polo,
modifier.
Polo Association.
yes,
Okay.
yes, U.S. Polo Association, but not yet. But even a shirt that looks like a polo shirt, but the logo is fucked up because the horse is now riding on a dude. Like Bondulu is just horrible. And but anyhow, forget about Dallas Penn in the words that I say out of my mouth because again,
is a real word too, guys.
boondoggle.
Yeah.
Yo, if
Yeah,
I,
boondoggles are-
if I
boondoggles
say
are
it,
definitely
you
real.
can take it to Signature Bank.
A wasteful or impractical project or activity often involving graft. The project is a complete boondoggle.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
In Chicago, we just say that shit huff. It's weak as hell.
That shit huff.
HUFF is huff.
That shit huff.
You can flip
And,
it.
and in Chicago, y'all use 2 Fs.
Yeah, we use 2 Fs.
Okay, because you don't need
That
2
sound,
Fs.
That sound wild disrespectful. Like yo,
Huff
that shit's
is good
huff.
with just 1 F.
Everything-
Like,
no.
you disrespect the fist. Like,
Right, it's rough.
She huff, the nigga huff, or pussy huff. Things can be huff. Yeah. Huff.
That's
Okay.
like musty. Like
Huff.
That's what it said.
Appropriating the culture. Huff. Like, whatever it is. Just huff.
All right, so
Yo, I love that.
that's another thing we're going to get in here then. We're going to get different dialect from different regions.
yeah.
Different dialect from different ethnicities.
Yeah.
All right, this is exciting. I'm looking at you right now, Joy the Great, because I'll tell you what,
Go for
right
it.
now, I mean, you are the lone rep inside the space for the, for that symbol,
The symbol.
the female symbol.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. And there's going to be some blowback that comes in 2018 from not just Me Too, but from
Men too.
from the men too. There's going to be blowback against women
too.
in 2018 against men's perceived loss of power.
Right.
Are you ready for this?
In what aspect?
I mean, are you ready to are you ready to do this kind of battle now? Because now the fight really begins.
Oh yeah. I mean, women, we've been making this move for a little while, so I just feel like this is now the energy's built up. So it's like, yeah, Yeah, in particular, I'm ready.
Okay. Do you know that ultimately, if and women voted for the guy that's the president now, a majority of women.
A majority of white women.
Okay,
don't do
fine.
That. Don't put that on. Don't put that on us.
Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah, don't put that on us. Don't put that on us.
Fine.
Don't put that on us.
Of white women.
There you go.
All right.
Say it what it is.
Okay, but again, patriarchy seems to win in the end. Do you think patriarchy is going to win in the end? You think people are going to fall back on that? Because ultimately, doesn't everybody want the love of their father?
No, I don't think it's going to win this time around. I think that the call for equality, the call for a women's movement, the call for us to take a stand is now. So there is no falling back on the patriarchy. I love my daddy to death, but if he don't treat me right, I got to treat myself right.
Okay.
Word.
And that's what it comes down to.
Okay.
I'm a daddy's girl, so for me to say that,
I feel like I believe you. I feel like I believe you, but damn, I think, King, we need a white woman here now.
Yeah.
To really tell us the truth.
But see, that's the thing, right?
To really tell us what white women gonna do, because Joy the Great, she gonna do her own thing. She gonna be independent.
So, and I'm not trying to be a troll. It's just a real honest,
go for it.
Thought with women, right? I feel like they got to draw the line in the sand with these different groups of women. All these women are not all for the same shit or the agendas. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just now I'm not trying to stir no pots or nothing like that, but like, who are the real feminists?
I like that wordplay you just said, where all these women are not for the same gender.
Agenda.
No, you said gender.
I meant
agenda. But you said gender.
I did say gender.
And you did an ill play on words right there. You see how your wordplay is ill?
Apostrophe
okay.
G.
Okay, fine.
Agenda.
Yes, sir.
Not gender.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I watch a lot of like CNN and some of the news outlets, and it's like, it seems like there's just this concerted effort and agenda by some of these women's groups, you know, to like create a new narrative of what the feminist movement or these civil rights women groups, and it doesn't seem like the direction is in the same. You know, the women I look to, you know, they don't speak that language. Mm-hmm. You know,
they can't.
So it's like, what's the like, how are we, what energy are we putting into this?
No, now, Haitian Miguel, you say they can't?
They can't talk that language.
Why?
The women I know are married to black men. They have black boys. They can't talk the same way they talk, right? Like, we're the black men. You're born on being attacked, right? The most marginalized group of people in the world are black men. So you have a black woman, she's a mother, she's a therapist, you know what I mean? She can't have that same conversation they're having. It's just impossible. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I get that, you know, pay, and you don't want niggas touching on you and shit like that. Yeah, I get it, but you can't be like them. You just can't. You have a different responsibility than they do. You know what I mean? And you can't feminize your boys. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of this movement is too, feminizing boys. Mm. Right?
But they've been trying to feminize the black man in particular.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, I was in special ed since the 6th grade. Stop moving.
Internets. Did someone sell you some Bandulu Yeezy? Well, you can return them here at Jenkins & Associates. Our address is 1271 6th Avenue, New York City. But give us a call first. 917-793-5831. We take all fake Yeezy products, Bandulu Polo, and otherwise bootleg Benghazi items. We're Jenkins.
That's bringing me to my question. My next question was going to be directed at you, because you're someone that I talk to for sage advice.
Yeah.
And the popular narrative, the middle American narrative, is that folks from Haiti, Haiti is a third world country, mm-hmm. which is, you know, we could go on about how America is a third world country.
Right.
But you're extremely educated 10 times greater than I am.
Right.
how do you deal with the mantle of what popular culture does in reference to Haiti? How do you respond to it?
I don't think about it. I just it's amusing to me sometimes. Like there's a beautiful video of a little girl talking to Conan O'Brien, who went to Haiti recently for a visit, and there was a translator talking to the little girl and to Conan, and she was just like looking at him. He was a white guy. They don't see a lot of white people there, the area where they were, and she was just like, "Stop stealing our land." There's a narrative in Haiti, right? I grew up not liking white people. Every time a white person crossed the street, it was a CIA agent, right? There's a different way of looking at things. I grew up that way. I came here that way, right? So I know the Haiti I go and visit, and I know what I learned, right? It's just not, sometimes it's confusing.
How do you reconcile these things then?
I just don't pay attention. I was watching an interview with the president of Haiti after Trump said what he said. He's just like, he's never been there. Like, people get upset there, and they throw rocks and shit, and people jump up and down and get really upset. But it's like, when you land there, you know you're in a black country. I was raised by a man that was a Supreme Court judge in Haiti. Mm-hmm. My other uncle was a bank executive. They drove nice cars. They had maids. I don't know anything else. They taught me not to like white people, not to depend on white people. My brother is a secretary at Mosque Number 7 in Harlem, based on how we were raised, right? I just don't see things. I don't look at white people the way. I just don't. I don't like Donald Trump. Okay, yeah, whatever. But I know my history. Mm. But I walk around proud. Mm-hmm. I know that they defeated Napoleon. They threw him off the island. They took their freedom. That got beat into me. Mm-hmm. They'd ask me dates. If you didn't know, you got hit. It's a fact, right? So it is what it is. They're gonna tell you what to get. They're always gonna. This is their shit, right? They're always gonna tell you their story. Right? Just like when you go to Cuba when Castro was alive, it was as if I went during the Bush years, by the way. It was as
Which Bush, the son or the elder?
The son. Mm-hmm. It was as if the revolution just happened. Mm-hmm. You know, they'll call it propaganda or whatever, but you have to sell that message, bro. And that's what they did on the news, every fucking billboard, everywhere you went. They talked about the revolution. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Because they have TVs, they have jeans they're sending over, they have bicycles, people are sending money from Miami. Niggas from rich, wealthy, white Cuban Americans are flying over Cuba and sending down flyers and trying to shake them up. So he has to keep that message going. I'm indoctrinated.
Right. Dig that. I think that's what hurt African Americans here in America. I mean, not realizing that. I went and saw the movie Selma, and I saw all the work that people had done and realized that, oh, shit, we've got to do all that work all over again because the work has to be done constantly. Like, supremacy never went to sleep.
Yes.
Supremacy stays on their deen. All right? I mean, how much money will be spent on advertising for the Super Bowl? How much money per minute? How many millions, hundreds of millions, whatever. And if you think about it, two parents raising a family, what are they making per year?
Right.
You know, maybe $100,000 a year, $150,000. Well, that's 10 seconds of a Super Bowl ad. That's not even 5 seconds of a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
Facts.
But we know, that's the thing though. It's like, if you know it's their shit, you know it's their shit. Live your life, bro. Mm. Do the best you can for your family. Try to find a way to get to financial freedom. That's what it's about, because this is not going to stop being their shit. Mm-hmm. Right? They're showing you, they're telling you at every turn, this is their shit.
Yeah.
They're killing you.
Yeah.
Haitian Miguel, like, how would you, like, demystify some of these, like, Haitian stereotypes, like, Black African stereotypes? What do you think needs to be done, like, more on our end to help, you know?
Go to Haiti. Visit Haiti. Put some money in the economy. Go to Citadel. Study about Haiti. And there's all kinds of tours that go there every year. It's very safe there. Right? So, like, when instead of going to fucking Cancun or a party boat to fucking Bahamas, do a party boat to Haiti. There's a lot of parties that go on in Haiti. $1,500 tables during Christmas time. Haitians that go to Haiti. Those flights right now are probably booked. Carnival booked. I know it for a fact. Right? So if like every Haitian American group or club in colleges across America decided to pool their resources and send motherfuckers to Haiti, you could do that. Because it's 3 fucking hours away from New York, where your people that look like you looked them in their fucking cold eyes and told them to get the fuck off the island, and built a fort and made sure they didn't come back and re-slave them. That happened. That's a fact. I've been to the fort where it happened. Right? That's what you do. You go walk around, you look at it, you touch the land, you touch the people. They still speak the same language that those people in 1804 spoke. The books are there. Everything's still standing. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. That's where it's at.
Like, being a Black American African as well, like, I've been back to my homeland and seen, like, the really great parts. Like, you know, my grandfather, they lived in a really nice area, right? But then again, I also had stayed with a host family, which was not the best type of situation. Right?
I did that in Cuba, too.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think sometimes when, like, obviously when Trump says these things, like shithole countries, he should just get hit in the mouth. But is he really, like, saying something that isn't, like, true in certain places? Are some of these places very
But hold on for a
shithole?
second. They are shithole countries, but by design.
You made it a fucking shithole.
Yeah, by design through economic warfare.
There was an embargo.
CIA building sandcastles.
Yeah, there was an embargo. When they first took their freedom, France told all the other white countries, listen, don't trade with these guys. You made it a fucking shithole. Plus, they paid them for their freedom. Right?
So that France wouldn't have to come
back. So they said, listen, just give them their money. They took loans from the U.S., and the U.S. came back. U.S. came in and emptied their fucking their coffers to pay back a loan to Citibank. That's all factual. You can look that up. I ain't making shit up.
Listen, history is real. Like,
right?
Even in Ghana with the Battle of the Golden Stool, Yaa Asantewaa, a warrior princess, you know, they got those British guys out of there. Like, you know, colonial rule did not go how the British wanted it to go. Ghanaians say, get the fuck out. You know, so I mean, these are great stories.
So that's how it becomes a shithole is my point, right? So yeah, there are places where I could walk around, yeah, it smells like shit around here. Right? It does. But motherfucker, you made it a shithole.
What's the cause of it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
the
it's
design.
like,
That's design.
That's design. And listen, this is not letting some of these fucking Haitian crooks off the hook, by no means.
Right.
The guys that live in those mansions in the mountains in Pencho Villa that are creating these fake ass charities that are taking people's money and pocketing it.
Or
you
the
know
politicians.
What I mean? The politicians that are doing fucked up things. Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up things that go on in Haiti, but my friend, it's not a shithole country. It's a country full of proud people. Right? That's what it is.
Dope. So again, internets, we're going to be able to contextualize a lot of things, and really, I guess, you know, come here for the blue pill, or is it the red pill? What's the one that makes motherfuckers woke? I promise you,
it's red, right? Yeah,
Red
it's
pill.
red.
it's a red pill. It's a red pill.
Shea
Okay.
butter oil.
Okay.
It's red pill.
Far easiest.
Yeah, for the
I
shea
apologize
butter
for
oil.
asking you
I think
this,
that's-
but you are the white guy in the room, so.
Jewish.
I'm sorry, yes,
Jew.
Jewish.
He's a resident Jew.
I am going to give a lot of my illicit drug questions to you.
I'll try my best to answer them from not my own experience.
Well, let's just say you can answer based on what you've heard from a friend.
Okay.
Okay, pills. We're dealing with an opiate crisis here in America. I feel like we kind of did this ourselves also by going into Afghanistan and kind of straightening out the routes of opium production. Is there a pill? Is there a pill of choice for young people between the ages of 25 and 18?
I feel like pills. If 100 years ago they knew the pills we'd have, they would see them as some sort of like Bioshock-esque superpower, you know, granting devices. For someone who isn't me likes to take Adderall when they study, and that's just about the only pill other than, you know, things that are prescribed by doctors that they'll take. I do see I do see why people go to opiates, to numb out reality, to do that whole thing. Personally, it's just not my thing.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't want it to be your thing because I don't want you to be in here nodding off.
I think pills. I think pills are all about people just trying to control their emotions with a chemical substance. I mean, the brain is a computer, and there's just ways to fuck with it. And pills are the easiest way to fuck with it and try to make it go in the direction you want it to. Now that becomes really dangerous when you become addicted to these pills. Once they start having just devastating effects on not only your physical health but your mental health as well. So.
Well, we're gonna have to definitely bring in an expert here because I want to find out what.
I'm no expert on this.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's you at least let us to know that we need to bring an expert in here because I want to understand what's the most prevalent over the counter pill.
Adderall, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, I go to John Jay College. Not to put them on the spot, but like
allegedly. We don't want.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of students who I can't confirm or deny whether they have prescriptions for Adderall, but it seems like that South Park episode they just given out Adderall for anything
like gummy bears,
and it's sort of population control. But I must say, I don't care. So I don't think the DA is going to come after me for taking an Adderall once in a while. But yeah, sometimes, to be honest, sometimes when I have a lot of homework to do, when I have a test that I'm studying for, I just take an Adderall, and it gets me focused, hyper-focused.
You go to John Jay College of Criminal Justice?
That is correct. I'm an English major with a concentration in law and literature.
Are you the feds?
Hell no.
Okay.
Fuck the feds.
What's the end game? What's the end game for you there?
Huh?
What's the end game for you there?
End game for me is to become a lawyer.
Oh, is that right?
That's correct.
Cool. Dope. Still, criminal lawyer?
Criminal lawyer. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I like intellectual property law because I represent and manage an artist.
You could talk to this guy about the fucking words he's coming up with.
And some of the contracts that I see are just laughable. Other ones are,
Who do you manage? What's his name?
Ian Sullivan _draws.
Okay, so but he there's an ongoing show right now for Ian Sullivan _draws.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
is he Irish?
On social media. Yes, he is.
Mr. Sullivan, I like it. Good stuff.
I walked out of the Metropolitan Museum of Art one day and I saw this building. It was the Association of Irish Artists. What? Irish artists? Oh, wait. My boy Ian. No, there's a lot of great art coming out of Ireland.
Is that right?
I met this kid through my friend
Done with
Dan.
Potatoes?
Yeah.
Where does he live? This
he
Irishman.
lives in the Bronx.
Oh, does he?
Henry Hudson Parkway. It's my boy.
Did he grow up there?
Yeah, he grew up there. I think he lived in Yonkers prior to that.
Got it.
Yeah, he went to Riverdale Country Day School, played basketball there. Kid pissed his talent. Kid really pissed his talent.
It's a good school, you guys.
Yeah, we're working with Faith Connection right now in Soho, right next to Nike Labs. He's one of their resident artists. So if you look at the storefront, that's all Ian.
Okay, dope.
Sweet.
Well, we're gonna check that out. I was just on Broadway today. We're gonna have to go check that out. Okay, let's keep hopping around with Talkitecture.
I've seen it.
And let's hop over to our guy GY, who made it out of Chicago. Are you from Chicago?
Chicago.
Yes, sir.
And you survived it.
Yeah.
You made it.
I mean, at the rate that people in Chicago were dying a couple summers ago, I was pretty sure that there weren't going to be any black people left in Chicago.
Wow, yeah, well, shit, I come from a family of survivors, so I think they kind of really helped put me on. But then I think growing up in Chicago, you also have these moments, like I'm sure New Yorkers, you've had these moments like I actually got to pay attention. Like it can happen to me here. You know what I'm saying?
Which seemed kind of odd simply because nationwide the trend was going in the opposite direction. It was like Chicago had bucked this whole nationwide trend of murder.
See, now Dallas, I will say, and this is not just Chicago violence, but I see a lot of this also with Me Too, with a lot of women's rights things, and just a lot of issues and things. People aren't outraged until white people are affected.
Always.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
Always.
A buck and a half.
So, wait, just to interrupt you, it was funny when he said, I don't think the CIA is going to bust in on me for taking an Adderall every now and then. I was like,
crisis.
But I was like, but if a black man took that Adderall. It's only until it affects white folks.
But you know, honestly, like I grew up on the South Side. Like another big difference between Chicago and New York is it's just so much more segregated. And if you see how segregation works, like there's all these different towns. You got Chinatown, you got Greektown. You know, you want to see a lot of gangsters, you're going to go Pocket Town. You know, it's just like, it's a lot. It could be very precarious based on a 2 to 3 block radius, you know? So, like me, I grew up, from like early on up to like 8th grade, I was like off 62nd and Stony. You know, it wasn't Hyde Park, it was like closer to Jackson Park, so it wasn't really bad, but it wasn't good, right? You know? And then my mother ended up getting a brownstone. She bought a crib on 35th. You know, now 35th, now they call it Bronzeville, but when I was growing up, it was affectionately called the low end. Mm-hmm. So the low numbers, it was just lots of shadiness. You know, Ida B. Wells was not far from me. Mm-hmm. Robert Taylor Holmes was not far from me.
With Robert Taylor Holmes, was that the complex that was recently demolished?
Well, yeah, you know, Cabrini Green was the more recent one. Yeah,
yes, yeah. Cabrini Green was probably the second largest housing development
after Queensbridge.
Right? After Queensbridge, yeah,
something like that.
You know, Robert Taylor Holmes, and then like Cabrini, like these were just a very humongous, high concentrated area where, you know, when my mother grew up in a project, she would talk about how like it wasn't really that bad until, you know, obviously, you know, crack came and the dope came and. You know, it
Angel
really
dust and
all of that.
They start throwing babies out of windows and
stuff. You know,
stuff.
but like back then, my mother, you know, she went to DeSable High School. You know, she was a Black Panther. You know, a lot of her friends, they were all good people. You know, and she was telling me stories about how like, you know, a lot of her friends were becoming drug addicts, and like you could just see like it was like a slow, decrepit state of affairs, whereas like it was literally, you know, a project. You know, and growing up, I was shielded from a lot of it, but at the end of the day, I'm walking out the house, it's happening. You know, it's like people might be shooting on a block, whether they shooting drugs or it's an actual literal shootout. You know, like when I went away to college, my mother took a picture and she said, you know, they were shooting on a block and the bullet went through the window, it went through my bedroom. I went back home for break. It's like a little small bullet hole in my mom's closet. I'm just like, Jesus, I'm glad you wasn't at home. You know, but just little things like that, it puts it in perspective because I was always like a leader type of guy, you know. I went to a private high school. I went to this school called De La Salle. Like a lot of the mayors went there, like Brian Gumble, Greg Gumble. You know, it was like a school of good stock. It was all boys school, so we were all allotted to be assholes, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a whole gang of distractions, but then I had to walk back to the hood, you know? So if you cross the other side of the bridge, the red line, that's Bridgeport, which is, you know, lots of Irish, a lot of Italian, you know, but even over there, it's like a lot of different, you know, social economic type of statuses going on, whether you got white boys calling other white boys poor white trash and like little things like that. So Chicago just gangsta all the way around. Like I know some white boys that'll beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it don't matter where you.
Well, they could try.
I'm not talking about like in general, but no, Dallas, you a heavyweight. Like not even. Like I'm certain.
So
you know,
that's interesting. You're talking about you touched on your mom was a Black Panther, and we know that the nation started there. And I'm always interested in hearing about Chicago because of those influences. And you could hear it in the music. You could obviously hear the gang culture in the music. Like when you remember the Ice Cube diss? No, I'm sorry. No, the Common diss to Ice Cube.
Yeah.
When he goes, "I'm a four-corner hustler." That's a gang.
Pocket Town.
That's a gang. But he threw it in there. He wasn't banging like these kids are doing now, but he let you know. And so we know what I'm talking about. I'm a four-corner hustler. Oh, shit. So when he does the corners, right, he's telling you something. He's sending a message to niggas without really
saying.
Am I crazy?
No, you're not lying. I mean, honestly, like
he's signifying.
Look, and that's the very interesting part about Chicago because you have like super like killer type of guys that you know you grew up with, but then you got guys that are kind of clean. Like I consider myself pretty clean cut, but people wouldn't know that I was from the hood, and I like it like that honestly because it's like guys like Common. You fuck with them if you want to, they'll flip on you. You know, it's like it's another switch where most Chicagoans, if not all Chicagoans, have just because it's a part of survival. Like it's a whole different type of upbringing. You know,
I'm
like,
fascinated by that shit.
I grew up. My mother would tell me, you know, don't accept no wooden nickels. Like, you know, like literally, like don't let nobody bullshit you. If it ain't really like real money, don't let these people tell you it's wood. Like it's not real. Like it's like a hyper sense of being aware. Like I had to argue with my mom to go outside rocking my Jordans. She's like, oh, you gonna go outside them? Like, yes, why you think I got the Jordans for? Like, why would I not be out here trying to get my fit off, lady? You know what I'm saying? So it was literally like, yeah, it was bad, but then it was good because if you're from an area, like I grew up on the South Side. So for me, that's like a Brooklynite being somewhere in Brooklyn. Like if you from Brownsville, you can go anywhere you want to go in Brownsville. Now, if you're not from the Bronx, you might not want to go over there. You know, and that's the same dynamic. You know, like I'm not going to go out west. I'm not going to go to the west side. You know?
Although I'll be honest with you, that what you describe right now also is a recent phenomenon because New York, like many other places, was hyper-regional. And you could be from Brownsville, but you could not go into Crown Heights. And you could be from Crown Heights, I mean, you couldn't go into Bed-Stuy. And these neighborhoods were only separated by a wide street, Atlantic Avenue, separated Bedford-Stuyvesant and Crown Heights. But you couldn't cross that wide street, at least, and not have a specific place to go and somebody from that other side knowing you and being with you.
So you from Mother Gaston, you got to stay.
You from Mother Gas, and you really got to say you can't even really pass Pitkin.
Would you pass like Saratoga?
You can't even really go past. Really, if you talk about the East New York or Brownsville, you really not leaving your block.
Yo,
really.
where you from? Yo, I'm from East.
I mean, you from Brownsville houses. You're not really fucking with the kids from Marcus Garvey. You're not really fucking with the kids from across the street. Even.
And then you got to process that. Like somebody try to run up. And they find out where you from. It's like, damn.
So I mean, but New York used to be hyper regional, like most places were hyper regional. Philadelphia, hyper regional, where people in a particular little enclave didn't fuck with that next.
The north and south.
Yeah, that next one, and you didn't even need railroad tracks to separate y'all. Now it's a little bit different. Now we kind of all, you know. The other thing I would say is we all kind of look the same. There were times when I grew up, and you could look at somebody and tell if they was from Harlem, or if they was from Brooklyn, or if they was from Queens, or you could tell kind of the borough they were from because their presentation described that. Now we all, thanks to social media, we all kind of look the same.
Well, it's the demeanor. I was blessed to play some basketball with Common last Friday, and you could tell right away he was like, he didn't fuck around. He hustles. And I had my boy.
His father's a basketball player.
Yeah, I had my boy call me at 8:30 in the morning on Friday. Yo, Mike, we have plans to hoop at 10 a.m. And I'm like still drunk at this point.
Did your boy call you Mike or did he call you Barker Yeezus?
No, he called me Mike.
Well, listen, Mike, in here we calling you Barker Yeezus.
Okay, so we said, yo, Barker Yeezus. Yo, Barker Yeezus. We have plans to ball at 10 a.m. Where you at? By the way, my boy is claims to be, I'm pretty sure he's not lying, Chaz Williams' grandson.
Okay.
That Chaz Williams. And he hits me up, yo, we got plans to ball at 10 a.m. I was like, all right, come through. So the Migos album drops. I'm like, not really like a huge Migos fan, but I'm like, good basketball music. So I put that on, put on some clothes, went over to my gym. I go to Sky on 42nd Street.
Don't tell him.
Anyways, so spots.
Barker Yeezus might be a Fed.
Nah,
you asked him earlier, right?
He's definitely giving up all the information.
That's how you know he's not a Fed, though. Right? You'll get us all locked up.
The Common cross you over, Joe?
By the Fed, but you are not a Fed, my friend.
The Common dunk you?
I don't know. I'm not the ops. Anyways,
Okay.
He just knows them.
I get there at 10 a.m. My boy pulls up. We're hooping. And then out of nowhere, this like whole big group of people come with like shopping bags and like this whole thing. And they start hooping and they're like, yo, we need some extra players. So me and my boy are like, we hooping, but we got to be on the same team. So it was me, Common, my boy, and a couple other cats to make 5. And then on the other team, I was guarding Turtle from the Entourage.
Did he put the weight back on?
Nah, he's actually he's in good shape. He can drive the ball. He's got handles. First of all, I'm not like I'm an athletic dude, but I just started playing basketball. Like I'm a tennis player. and I
Of course you are.
Shit, I play
love
tennis too, G.
Yo, that's a story for another day. Become my games. My last season. And so I'm guarding Turtle, and I'm like, this is crazy.
He
Like,
bust your ass?
I don't get it.
Turtle bust your ass?
Yo, I was.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Yo, I almost broke my hand.
Because he was busting your
I
ass.
got this thing.
I guess he was busting your ass.
busting my ass. Anyways, but he's such a nice dude. So I was guarding him the first game, and then the second game I was guarding the kid Lucas on Stranger Things, and he's mad young, but yo, that kid could ball. And it was just kind of a surreal experience. I was like really like going after the ball.
So wait, where were they coming? They were just hanging out together?
Yo, they made plans to ball.
Oh, I
Like,
see. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's like a pretty like I don't know, low key, but it's like the gym is usually like empty at
You
that.
ain't got to worry about somebody trying to solicit a mixtape.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, okay,
Exclusive
cool.
shit.
That's
There you
dope.
go. But yo, Common was super nice. Asked him for a picture. He's like, hell yeah, let me just throw it, like get changed real quick, like this and that. But the way he balls, like, is just reflective of his character. He goes fucking hard. Like every single point, he goes hard in the paint. He goes hard on D, like everything. Yo, that guy
He goes hard on D.
And
Yo,
Pause. No, I'm just
so-
saying, like, he plays his heart out. You know.
So as we move along, we gotta reinforce, some of the rules.
Yeah.
right?
We do gotta.
like it's.
I'm definitely losing
No,
points right
right
now,
now.
but I'm enjoying the story.
Yeah, it was a great story. It is a
Like,
good
oh,
story.
you ain't hard
Good
on the
story.
D. Common's going hard. I'm here being a groupie.
But we are on a pause deficit. It's definitely like minus 12 right now. Just to
Well,
let you
I
know.
mean that's all right.
Dropping
Listen,
names too hard.
we all got to get familiar with each other.
There's another ball in here too, by the way. I'm not letting.
GY.
No.
Yeah. GY. Oh, Tree GY.
No. Joy the Great. I already know.
Oh, you already know.
Listen.
Joy the Great one time at West 4th dribbled under my legs.
West Fort.
We got a hoop.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I got a hoop.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
that.
I remember Joy. I remember Joy from the rec
Way back.
league.
Way back. No, I haven't played ball in a little bit, but yeah, it's always good to tell an old story. It's always good to tell an old story.
So, looking at you, Joy the Great.
Go for it.
You're a sports enthusiast.
Yes, love them.
What is your game, or do you love all sport?
I love all sports, but I grew up with basketball.
Okay.
I'm a basketball player, probably, from toddler years. I said I was a daddy's girl. That was my dad's sport, so I got into it pretty young. And as I got older, I just branched out and learned them all and fell in love with them all. I think A-King called me one night. I was at a hockey game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wow.
So, yeah, I like
really
sports.
Like,
yeah.
you really. I mean, but being at a hockey game is one thing as opposed to watching on. I can't follow it on television.
It's hard to follow it on television. The puck's so small
Puck too
on
small,
TV.
right? Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't understand that whole icing thing because the puck is fucking.
Yeah, it's all
where
over
the fuck
place.
is it at?
You really get appreciation for it when you go live. You get to see like these guys is. I can't skate at all. Like put me on a skate rink.
Well,
I'm on the
they
floor.
skate backwards.
They backwards. They're flying, and they're chasing the puck. Like this big, and they grown men, and they fighting
And
for
they
this
hitting each
puck.
other, yeah.
They
They
fighting for this puck.
for sure.
Busting
for sure.
teeth
Yeah,
out.
They not pump faking.
You
they fight.
right.
They fight.
And you ain't a real hockey player if you
But
got
not
all
only
your
that,
teeth in your mouth.
But some of their great stars though play into their 40s.
Yes, they do.
Which is also ridiculous. Like if you think about Marc Messier was like 44 years old and still like like you can still get minutes out of this dude.
Yeah.
Skating and hitting
As a
people.
bully, right? As a
Yeah,
bully,
yeah.
Because it's not like they're like the prima donnas,
Right.
You got to throw your hits,
Right.
You got to throw your hits,
Right.
So
he
like,
was in there. He was still being a heavyweight.
right.
out
So
there.
I got into it. I was watching Capitals game. Alex Ovechkin.
Ovechkin, yeah.
That's my
Russian
boy.
Rocket.
That boy good.
You
Yeah.
are a rare kind.
That boy is good.
I'm
son.
like,
Not
you know
only
the
are you-
names.
right. You're not just talking about hockey. You're naming like names of the
Yeah,
Washington
that's fucking
Capitals,
amazing.
And y'all see I'm rocking the greatest
Yeah,
hockey
yeah.
sports logo of all time.
Absolutely. My feelings are hurt that the Cleveland Indians are going to change. They're going to get off their Chief Wahoo logo. I mean, come on. First of all, one day when there's so few African Americans left in this country, we're going to get to be mascots of a team. And I'd like to think that the Dayton Darkies
You wild as hell, Dallas.
What's happening?
The Dayton Darkies will have a smiling gold cap, corn-road
Wait, the
mascot.
What? The Dayton Darkies?
The Dayton Darkies.
Maybe
All right.
back in the day. Oh, you talking about Negro League baseball?
No, I'm
shit?
talking about.
Oh, that'd have been fly with a guy with a gold cap,
Joe.
Gold
the
cap and cornrows.
gold cap and cornrows
and headband.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do rag. Nah, you gotta have a do rag.
Do rag, yeah.
With the
Cape
cornrow
out,
prints.
cape out,
With the
cape out,
cornrow
cape
prints.
out.
Yeah.
Cape out. Cape out.
Maybe that's a special Jersey edition doing do-rag appreciation week. Is that
That's-
like a whole
you know
thing?
what? That could be the Brooklyn Nets alternative jersey. We should just do it. Just
Jordan,
put that out
any NFL games this season for you?
Nah, I didn't watch any football this
Be
year.
honest. Be honest with us.
Completely honest.
All right.
Completely
fantastic.
honest. No football this season.
Fantastic.
For a couple of reasons, I'm not gonna just say just for the Kaepernick reason, even though that's about 80% of it. Just my favorite quarterback retired, so I'm kind of
Who was your team?
Denver, baby. Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay. You safe.
Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning, how you feel about Peyton Manning and me too? Like, are you conflicted?
I'm real conflicted.
Okay.
That's Peyton Manning.
Okay.
That's
Wait,
Peyton
what I
Manning.
miss?
Would
I
Peyton Manning? Would you?
wait,
If Peyton Manning would have violated you, or not say you? No.
He
Peyton
teabagged some
Manning-
girl. He did something in college or something like
Is
that.
it true or-
I don't know. It's all
Like, if it
allegations.
could be
It's all
confirmed,
allegations.
would you still fucks with Peyton Manning?
As a football player, but like, I'm really conflicted because you got. So like I hate Ben Roethlisberger. He's a serial rapist.
Right,
He's a
right.
serial rapist. This man raped.
I know him, but he's a cool dude.
I'm
But
sure he is. You could tell
fucked
you
up.
could tell he's mad cool, but you could tell he's a fucking prick. He's raped multiple women. Man got off with a 4-game suspension. My boy Michael Vick fought some dogs and lost his career. My man Ray Rice got into an altercation with his woman in an elevator, lost his career. This man is a serial rapist, and guys praise this man like he is on a pedestal, like he's some god of football. So if Peyton teabagged the girl in college,
But now I don't want to qualify Roethlisberger for being white. I will say that Roethlisberger has something that Mike Vick didn't have. He has something that Ray Rice didn't have. Although, was Ray Rice... No,
what
Ray
the,
Rice
poli-
wasn't...
the police as his security?
No, he has
because he had that
He has a
too.
championship.
Because he had that too.
He has a championship.
He had the championship, and I don't think they had videotape of Ben. Like, you actually see Ray Rice, like, WWE and the chick.
He WWE'd her.
Yeah,
he
he
WWE'd her.
Like, I'm not saying either situation is cool, but I'm just saying, what I want to know...
I'm just saying the penalties don't
Yeah.
equate. They don't equal. They don't equal.
Dallas, how do you think, like, do you feel as if that... Is there a way that we can distinguish, like, these super predator marks, like the Harvey Weinstein guys, or like, Ben Roethlisberger, or all these guys that are really, really out here just actually raping chicks versus, like, like the Aziz Ansari thing is kind of like really had me thinking, just like, that's not as a straight on case.
Right.
You feel me? Like, it made me think, because I think every man has been in situations kind of where they, like, a girl said no, then they stopped, but then an hour later, they might be getting their dick sucked and the girl blowing bubbles. It's like
I think the Aziz Ansari case doesn't match up. And I mean, listen, whether they're a super predator or they rape someone one time, I mean, once you've crossed that line, that's what you are. All right. I mean, what are we going to say about Harvey Weinstein that we already haven't said about Bill Cosby? I'll tell you my feelings about that is that my wife hates the fact that I do not subscribe to Bill Cosby is some kind of prevert. That's for sure.
Shout out to Hannibal.
But I will tell you that he did not have sex with anyone that didn't actually think they were going to have sex with him. They just didn't realize he was going to knock them the fuck out because he's the kind of prevert that has sex with a sleeping woman. Okay, all right. I know. This it's hard to accept. It's hard. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. And I'll tell you what.
I love
I'm
Cosby as a
conflicted.
comedian,
I'm conflicted. I am conflicted.
Yes, it's tough.
That's tough.
It's tough, Dallas. It's tough,
I'm
Dallas.
conflicted. I mean, Cliff Huxtable, the Fat Albert Show, Jello Pudding Pops.
Okay.
The old Sidney Poitier flicks with him.
Absolutely.
Mahatma Gandhi. Are we gonna take down his statue in Bryant Park?
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, listen. You know what? Maybe we're gonna have to take down that Mahatma Gandhi statue because he was a racist, wasn't he?
And a pervito.
See, all right. Then.
While we at it, let's get General Lee up out of there too. Then
I mean,
Do it.
in
Take
general,
them all down.
let's take down. Let's kill all our idols.
Fuck Hamilton too while we're at it.
Word. Fuck Hamilton.
I saw.
And fuck your fucking modern day minstrel show too.
That
Let that be the theme for this episode.
That musical is popping though.
Kill your idols.
Don't.
Okay.
I
A
didn't
lot
see
of
it.
things are popping.
I saw it.
It's subjective, though. Like, saying that Mahatma Gandhi was a racist is probably correct, but it's a subjective statement. Whereas Mahatma Gandhi being the major force in freeing India from the British Raj of God knows how many hundreds of years, I don't know how many people the British killed in India, that's an objective statement. So if we pick and choose which historical figures are the important ones based on, their character, I think we're gonna. I don't think we can pick and choose our history. We got to take the good with the bad, just as we got to take the good with the bad in our everyday lives. The Confederate statues are not in the same category of statues as the statues we have of Simon Bolivar on Central Park South, or of Mahatma Gandhi in Bryant Park. Those statues were erected way after the fact by racist people as a sort of testament towards that like racist narrative that was like destroying the South. Like the losses of the Civil War, the losses of Reconstruction to the white supremacist movement were being sort of regained with testaments to racism and that narrative with those statues. The statue of Mahatma Gandhi is just a statue for him.
No. Bargies, you're right.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
No.
There's
There's definitely some contextualization that has to be put when you think about these Confederate statues and when they were created. Really, when they were created.
And do you know how they took them down? How they took a few of them down? A few intelligent black men put together some money. They bought the fucking land that those statues were on, and they knocked them the fuck down, like the Tower of Babel.
Mm-hmm. Well, damn. Well, then there's no question to that. Mm-hmm. That's their land.
Hey,
that's their land. So fuck it.
That's what we talking about.
Internets. I promise you that the discussions that'll take place in this space are going to be lively, they're going to be engaging, they're going to be valuable to your time. All right, again, I want to thank Haitian Miguel. Haitian Miguel, thank you for your time here tonight.
I had a great time. Thank you. Thank everyone else around this round table here.
Definitely.
Appreciate you.
Definitely.
See this voice?
Good.
You see this mustache? Creepy. I'll leave you with that.
He kind of, man, he's kind of fly, man. Everybody kind of wicked.
On the low.
Joy the Great.
Joy the Great. D.A. Doug Great.
Joy the Great.
Doug Great.
Joy the Great. Okay, thank you. Good to meet you.
Yeah, I don't like basketball name.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's basketball. I got it in a tournament.
YouTube. In real life. Nice eyebrows. Nice eye frames.
Fleeky on YouTube?
Fleeky.
No. I wasn't a highlight player. I was a bully.
Got it. Oh.
I'm trying to hoop Joy the Great.
No. Joy the Great is letting you know them elbows are sharp and they come up.
I'm trying to sham Joy the Great, man.
You could try it. You just get clothesline right after. I was a bully.
You don't want that elbow.
You got the quote of the day.
You don't want that elbow.
I got the quote of the day.
You got the quote of the day.
Which is what?
I think it was. You can tell a lot you can tell a lot about a woman by her eyebrows.
You can. You could tell her level of caring.
If they huff, you don't want to date. You don't want to rock with one with huff eyebrows. That shit's fresh.
You should bring her
GY giving us
GY.
Well, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings here, but I heard the thinner the eyebrow, the crazier the girl. Is that true?
I don't know. Mine's a little thick, but I'm crazy.
Look, he's blushing, this kid. I like this guy. He said, as he's saying, he's blushing.
When are we done?
You can't blush when you say shit like that, bro.
GY, GY.
Own it.
It's a
Thank you,
podcast. No one
for
can
coming
see
in
it.
here.
Gee, I
tonight.
appreciate. Thanks for having me, man. This is a good energy. You know, we
This
gotta
was good.
keep
This feels good.
coming back and just honest, organic, authentic conversation, man. That's what this is about, man. It's for the culture.
Absolutely,
So-
absolutely. And it's not going to be cliche for the culture. It's gonna be-
Not cliche. For
As a matter of fact, I hope we never
Stay
say
woke.
that shit again in this space.
Stay woke for the culture.
Yeah.
Stay woke for the culture.
If we say it, it's going to be definitely sarcastic. Barky Yeezus, the wild card. I feel like you're the wild card inside this space. You're the X factor. You're going to be able to tell us some kind of crazy story where you woke up by a heated swimming pool and DJ Khaled came out and started DJing or something.
Yeah, I woke up in the Hamptons at someone's house I didn't know, but it was my boy's neighbor, and I was like, where the fuck am I? And all the grass was soaking wet. I was wearing like these Gucci slip-ons I bought, destroyed them, and I didn't know how to get home. My phone was dead, so I'm like, yo, I gotta charge my phone. I'm like looking in this car, I'm like, damn, I don't want to be like breaking into this dude's crib to charge my phone. How am I gonna explain that shit? And then I see him, I'm like, yo, Miles, what's good? And he's like, oh, I was like, oh, this is your crib? And he's like, yeah, what up? And yeah.
Crazy.
But DJ Khaled never came through.
Okay.
Oh, I was
He didn't pop up.
Not yet.
So,
Hey, Miguel was waiting. Like, wait, hold
Cut
on.
that story, King. Cut
That was the
story.
wait for it.
Yeah, I was wait for it. Wait for it.
God,
He
it's
never showed
Barky
up.
Yeezus is going to have you playing some-
The
gonna have
girls
something.
never showed up.
And at the end, Khaled
King,
didn't show up.
Thank you for
Yeah.
getting the space open for us.
Let's do it.
And again, believing in something that I could be a part of.
My man. Internets. Thank you. Thank you, DP, for fucking challenging yourself to do this shit. You know what I mean?
We finishing.
We didn't have to wait too long, you know?
You finished something.
We're gonna finish.
Finish
We're
that?
gonna
We're gonna
Finish
finish.
this. Yeah. This is-
Dallas, where are the midgets, man?
Hold on for a second. The little person isn't here yet for this episode, but I just pray that you'll be here when he comes through. It's like I
Yo.
told you,
Yeah, I ain't
his
ready,
chopper,
man.
chopper's bigger than him.
No, seriously,
He comes with the
like,
chopper.
I've been fascinated with like midgets since like Austin
gonna
Powers.
keep
So
saying
like,
midgets, huh?
please,
But if he had the chop in his hand,
could
might
he
not
hold
have
it?
no control. Cause
I was about to
his
say,
hands
could
is
he
mad-
hold it?
Oh no! He's got it set up.
He got a setup.
He's got it set up. Listen, he drives. He's got everything set up.
I think I know this dude, man. Actually,
Yeah.
quietly. No, he cool. If this is who I think it is, he
It is
cool
who
as
you
hell.
think it is.
Yeah.
It is who you think it is.
It is who you think
It's
it is.
exactly who you think.
You've seen him at BB King's. You've seen him at Highline Ball.
SOB.
At Webster, SOB.
I follow Foolie. No, he cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean no disrespect when I say midget also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he gonna take offense? He gonna take
Watch his
offense?
step.
Is he gonna take offense
Chopper's
to that?
bigger than him.
Yo, we gonna see. He gonna hear the episode.
He gonna come in here, fuck all
All
y'all.
I can promise y'all is that I will be here for this, for y'all. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the people that we're going to bring in here and the great discussions that we're going to have and the things that we're going to learn. All right? So believe me, Talkitecture, get ready for it. It's coming your way. Another podcast. But one that I think you're going to fuck us with. The Talkitecture podcast is a presentation of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to Combat Jack. Episodes are executive produced by A. King and Dallas Penn. All episodes are engineered superbly by Brother Christopher. 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 By Brother Christopher.